Hi guys, today I want to show you how I spend a normal day without a house help, because right now I don't have one. So this is early in the morning. When I woke up at around 6:30, my husband came down and filmed how I had left the house the night before, just to show you guys. So what I do is I set the table the night before for breakfast. I make sure I clean the house. I mopped it before we went to sleep. After the kids go to sleep from around 8:30, I wash the dishes and then I mop the floor. I just leave the house looking the way I want to find it in the morning, because there's nothing I dislike more than waking up in the morning to a dirty house or a sink full of dishes. So this is how my kitchen was. I'd shined my sink using the Fly Lady routines. I'd put away all the dishes. What you can see, the sink is I had removed milk from the freezer to be thawing overnight, and then also the lunch that the kids were going to have. The container is written chickpeas just because I didn't change the label, but what is in there is actually pumpkin soup, which I had frozen. I will put the link to the video on how to make yummy pumpkin soup. So that's what the kids will be having for lunch with cheese sandwiches. And I had cleared all my countertops. I don't like cluttered countertops. I forgot to clear the top of the microwave, so yes, that's something I would need to do during the day. And yes, so this is the first thing in the morning. This is how I wake up. This is the house I wake up to. I made sure, of course, I cleaned. And then I started getting ready for dinner because I had checked the schedule. We were going to have dengu, so I started boiling my dengu because I didn't have any frozen over. As the dengu was boiling, I started preparing the fruits for the kids. What we normally do is we make a large batch of fruit salad in the morning. So I was chopping up the mangoes. I already had some pineapple in the fridge, so I just took a bit of it and mixed with the mangoes, and then I added some oranges. What I don't add is the bananas, because you see this fruit salad the kids will have mid-morning and also at 4 o'clock. So I only add bananas to their individual bowls, and then I add the rest of the fruit salad, because you know the bananas, obviously they can't last until 4 p.m. and it was 9 a.m. at this point in time. As you can see, I've already showered and I've already dressed and looking nice according to me. At least I'm not in pajamas, so that's one thing Fly Lady says. You should always dress in a way that makes you feel happy, not to spend the whole day in pajamas or sweatpants or all that, unless they're fancy sweatpants, you know what I mean. So anyway, here are the bananas. I put the bananas in the bowls, and then now I added the fruit salad. Remember, we have 4 kids, so yeah, so 4 bowls. And then one thing also the kids do after breakfast is they also take their multivitamins. So yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys. I think it's very important, especially in this day and age. So yes, after that I decided to put the frozen pumpkin in the pot I'm going to warm it in, the pumpkin soup. So it looks frozen, so that's why it's not flowing, but once you warm it up, it becomes really nice. Then I wanted to show you guys this hack that my mom taught me, that when you're boiling stuff like dengu, you can also add like a pot of water just to utilize the steam, so that you don't waste that energy. So the water warms with the steam that's coming from the dengu. So that's what I was doing here, and I would use this warm water to wash dishes and to do all that. So you can do that to just save energy. So now after breakfast, since I don't have a help, it's a great opportunity to teach my children how to do some housework. This is our firstborn son, he's 6. He's standing on a step stool. So, and the kids are really excited to help me do the housework. So I would wash the dishes and he would rinse. And it actually took me half the time. And the kids have so much fun doing this. So he helped me with the breakfast dishes. My daughter helped me with the lunch dishes, and my second-born son helped with the dinner dishes. Our last one, of course. Well, he didn't help me on this day, but there's a day he insisted on helping me, and I let him. And for a 2-year-old, he had more fun than washing, but cleaning. So after washing the breakfast dishes, I make sure I, of course, rinse everything and don't like leaving watermarks on the sink, so I always make sure I dry my sink and put away the dishes, because Fly Ladies' dishes are not done until you have washed them, dried them, and put them away. So this is what I was doing, and then I want to show you guys my starter pack. I call it a starter pack for stews. I just fried onions and garlic and ginger, then I put tomatoes, courgettes, eggplant, carrots, just the same way you would if you were making a bean stew. Then I froze that. So this is what I was going to use to make the lentils that we were going to have for dinner with pasta. After I finished cleaning up the kitchen, I went to do the laundry. I stopped using powder for my machine. Now we just use pods. Aerial pods are just the best. They clean your clothes so well, and they're 2-in-1 because they also have fabric softener. So I like it because it's nice to measure how much you're going to use. If your load is not a lot, just use 1 pod and that's enough. If your load is bigger, you use 2 pods. So aerial pods, they're really come in handy, and I'm going to put a link on where you can find them in the description below. And the clothes, you guys, it smells so good. Oh, they smell so nice. So then I was just doing my laundry. Some stuff we hand wash, and yeah, so I put my clothes in the machine. And then we don't put all the clothes in the machine, we put most of them, but here these are the few that I was going to hand wash, like some table mats that had food, and also the kids' trousers, which were a bit dirty, and my son's duvet cover, which was white and needed to be bleached, and also the shoes that I was going to wipe for that day. So basically, my clothes for hand wash are they're really just very small load. So it takes me about even less than an hour to do all that wash. Then once I finish putting clothes in the machine, then I fold the clothes that I had washed the day before. So this is what I was doing here. As I was doing this, the kids were in class, I believe, because we homeschool. So yes, the kids were in class, so it gives me the time to get on with my housework. So this is our nanny's room. We don't have one now, but so I use this to do my laundry, but I'm planning to get one soon. I can survive without a house help, and I thank God for the Fly Lady routines, but I'm going to get one at some point. So yes, after that I went on to make our bed. I like to leave our bed unmade for a few hours after we wake up in the morning, just to freshen it and to air it out. And I opened the windows and all that. So now I was just straightening our bed. I don't like a lot of throw pillows and stuff on our bed, because it just to me it wastes time putting them on in the morning. Then before you sleep you have to remove them. So I like to keep my life simple. So I was straightening out our bed, and then you can see on our bedside we have vitamin C supplements, which my husband and I have been taking. So yes, just for boosting immunity, we take 1 tablet every day. So that's what I was doing here. And as I said, my husband works from home, so our bedroom is really, it's office come bedroom, so it gets really messy. So I was clearing away, that's the kids' toy train set, putting away my makeup, and yes, and as you can see also, this is the coloring that the twins are going to be doing in class, and this is firstborn's paces that he was going to be doing in class also. So yes, that's the schoolwork. And then I want to show you his goal chart, which he writes his goals for the day, what he's going to accomplish in his schoolwork, and then he ticks as he accomplishes it. I'm going to put a link on where you can get that wall hanging. It's really nice and we love it. It should be up on the wall. We'll put it up on the wall soon, so you can have anything written on it that you would like. It's a really nice wooden piece. Then once the bed is made, the room is cleared, I went on to do my swish and swipe in our bathroom. It takes me about 5 minutes on the day that I'm not scrubbing the floor. I try to scrub the floor on alternate days. So I had scrubbed the floor the day before, so I was just going to dry it. So I already showered, my husband had already showered, so it's just to clean up our bathroom. We also shower our kids in this bathroom when we don't have a help. So as long as I'm home, I shower. Even when you have a help and I'm home, I prefer to shower the kids myself. So yes, so yeah, so that's what I was doing here. I was just doing my swish and swipe and dried. Oh yeah, I like to put soapy liquid in the toilet brush holder. So I just grab it and scrub my toilet bowl. Quick and easy. Toilet is great. And then I flush the toilet and use the flushing water to rinse the brush, the toilet brush. Dried the toilet floor, and there we go. Clean bathroom. 5 minutes, smelling nice and fresh. The walls, the tiles on the walls are clean because I use the bathroom spray. I thank God for the Fly Lady Swish and Swipe. So yeah, that's what I was doing here. And I was really happy that the bathroom was looking nice and neat. So the next day I was going to scrub the floor. So after I finish our room, I like to check on the kids' room. They make their own beds. I don't try to correct it because I'm trying to teach them to be responsible for their own beds. So we have 2 single beds, 1 cot and 1 half cot that my second born son uses. So I only make the baby's cot, so I spread his beddings. We have a potty in the kids' room in case someone has the urge to use the bathroom at night and is scared. I mean, they're only 6 and 4. My 4-year-olds especially, sometimes they don't like getting out of the room at night, so that's why I put the potty there. Then I forgot, I was not able to film the afternoon routine, but what I did is after lunch I washed the dishes with my daughter. Then they took their nap from 1 to 3. Then I had lunch, rested for an hour, and then I started preparing for their yogurt in the afternoon, and then put away the clothes that I had folded. What else did I do? Well, the kids woke up at 3. I gave them water to drink, and then after that they had their fruits. And then when I have time in the afternoon, I'll also do my zone cleaning. I'd say if I'm focusing on the living room, so I'll clean the living room windows, and then I'll just wipe the walls down. I'll make a film of my afternoon routine one of these days, and I'll show you. Then at about 4:30, I have showered the kids between 4:30 and 5:30. Remember, my dinner was ready, so all I needed to do was to boil the spaghetti, and the dengu is ready. And then I already had greens in the fridge, so all I had to do was reheat. We like to have dinner at 6, so then after dinner, wash dishes, watch TV with the kids. They watch TV from 7 to 8 p.m. and then from 8 to 8:30 we have devotions, and the kids sleep at 8:30. So that's our basic afternoon routine. Whether I have a help or not, that's how it goes. So now at this point, the kids have slept and the dishes have been washed. So it's about 8:30 p.m. So all I needed to do was to empty the remainder of the dinner into containers. I like to repurpose my containers, you guys, but I'm hoping to find a place to get nice storage containers that don't cost an arm and a leg. In the meantime, I'm happy to use my Prestige containers. So yeah, that's the pasta. Actually, we had pasta, not spaghetti. I keep mixing the two. And then I was wiping down my counters. Unfortunately, I had run out of my kitchen counter spray that I showed you guys in my kitchen cleaning video, and I'm determined to not make another batch unless I am making a video about it. So on this day I didn't have, so I just wiped my kitchen counters after I finished cleaning the dishes. But I'm really determined to make that video for you guys very soon, because a lot of people are asking how to make that kitchen spray. It's really easy. So yeah, I was drying the dishes. I have one drawer where I put the kids' cups and utensils, so in case someone wants to grab a drink of water, they can easily reach that drawer, get for themselves their own drink. The next drawer, I put the cover containers, because there's one thing I don't like, it's looking for a container for a cover that you can't find. So I decided to put them all in that one drawer, and it really helps. Then we had bought milk. We like to buy milk from the milk ATM at Naivas. So I had boiled it, and then we had run out of yogurt, so I decided to take 5 liters of that milk and make yogurt. On this day, I decided to be brave and actually use Daima yogurt as my culture. And let's just say I'll stick to bio yogurt. Yeah, for my culture, at least for my culture, I will stick to bio yogurt because the yogurt came out so runny, you guys. I don't know. I was really disappointed by that yogurt. So anyway, I have already preheated my oven. If you'd like to know how to make your own yogurt, please check out my video. It's quite easy. It's so simple. Oh, I can't believe how much money I used to waste on yogurt. So yeah, then I put it in the oven with just the light on. It had already been preheated. Then yes, I put the rest of the milk in these repurposed containers. Then I cleaned up the utensils that I had used to make the yogurt. And then all I need to do now is to wipe up my counters, which I did here, and then put away those last few dishes that I had used. So yeah, that's basically my evening routine. We had done some shopping, so I was just unpacking and putting them away. Then we had bought some bananas, so when you check out that amazing fruit bowl from Homestead Furniture, I'm going to link it below. And then also, remember I said, oh yeah, there's my empty spray bottle. Remember I said we change our hand towels, our dish towels every evening, so that's what I was doing here. I will link where to get amazing hand towels, bath towels, face towels, bath sheets. I'll link it all down below. I checked the schedule for the next day to know what I need to remove from the freezer. So I had already batch cooked my beans, so I just removed them, and milk for the next day. So my kitchen is set. I went on to fix our living room. Our living room doesn't have a lot of stuff, which is good. It's not so many decorative things, which means cleaning it up is so easy. The only thing that I really normally have to do is to pick up the toys, any toys that my kids might have forgotten to pick up, because I like to teach them to pick up after themselves, of course. Then I swept the room. I had fully intended to mop the floor, but this day, you guys, I was so tired. So I just swept the floor, and I was like, you know what? That's it. That's enough. It's clean enough. I had mopped the floor the night before anyway. So I decided sweeping would have to be enough for this day. So you just have to be, if you're not a perfectionist, then it will be easy. But if you have to do everything, you just get tired sometimes for nothing. So then I wiped the table, and then the next thing would be to set it for breakfast for the next day. The next day we were going to have porridge for breakfast. At least the kids are going, even us, we like to have porridge anyway. So now I'm picking up the stuff for breakfast for the next day, because I am just not able to wake up before my kids. So when they wake up by 7, because they normally wake up from around 7, because we use the Gina Ford schedule. If you haven't watched that video, please do, on how to make your baby sleep well through the night. It's so amazing. So according to Gina Ford, they're just used to waking up at 7. So when they wake up, I wake up, and then everything is ready. So I was done by 10:30 p.m. My table was set, my house was clean, my kitchen was clean, and all I needed to do was shower and hit the bed. So that's how I survived one day without a house help, a normal day without a house help. I've been without a house help for like 3 weeks now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, don't forget to subscribe, and see you on the next one.